Well, hello there, all my favorite people from the internet. Thanks for stopping by for the latest installment of the Sunday Night Stash Spotlight. So this time, what we are going to take a look at is the Tamiya Ford Sierra XR4i, which is a fairly sought-after kit. It's kind of a weird kit because it's a kit from a Japanese manufacturer of a North American brand of a car that was designed and built in Germany. Okay, sure. So this kit was originally tooled in 1985, and I think it was only ever issued the once as the stock road-going car. So yeah, let's take a look inside. All right, so the Ford Sierra XR4i sold the world over, and although here in Canada and the US it was sold as a Merkur XR4 Ti, which is a weird car name, and I remember it sticking out for me when I was in middle school. One of the staff members, I don't know if it was a teacher or if it was one of the support staff at the school, had one of these. It was a white car with a gray interior, and I would always see it parked in the staff parking lot. And at the time, I didn't know any better. I was like, what's a Merker's Ratty? That's kind of a weird name for a car. I had no idea what it actually was, but these cars are quite interesting and quite potent, and would love to get my hands on one someday. So this is from the era when Tamiya started doing full detail kits. So this one actually does have, like an opening hood and engine compartment and an engine and stuff like that. So on the box side here, we get a top view of the car and a cutaway of the interior. And then on this side here, we get front and rear views and a side view. And there's all kinds of little blurbs about the car there. So this kit, it wasn't sealed when I got it. It was opened and kind of played with a little bit. But I just want to show you how, Tamiya kits were presented at this time. So you get your body, and under here is the wheels and tires, and then you got this nice little divider. So we got a catalog and the instructions. So this is a Tamiya catalog from, 1985. So almost as old as your host. It's kind of a weird paper. It's not quite newsprint. It's not quite letter paper. But, yeah. So all the kinds of stuff that was available from Tamiya at the time. And some more stuff back there. And then a list of all the SKUs and everything. So on to our instructions here. So kit number 2452. And we have description about the car there in, let's see here, we got English and German, which makes sense because it's a German-made car of a U.S. brand. So then on the back here, there's a painting guide with Tamiya's paints, obviously, and a little thing about applying decals. So crack it open, we have a multi-fold style Oh, hey, there's no Sprumanak on here. That's kind of disappointing. So we have our little Tamiya guy helping us here. Read before assembly. Study the instructions and photographs before commencing assembly. You'll need a sharp knife, a screwdriver, a file, and a pair of pliers. Use cement sparingly. Use only enough to make a good bond. Apply cement to both parts to be joined. Make sure to ventilate room when you use cement and paints. Good advice. Alright, so we have engine assembly in 2 halves. So this is a 4-cylinder wait a minute here. I'm wrong. It's not a 4-cylinder turbo. This is the 2.9 liter V6. So this is the Cologne V6, most commonly known to us here in this part of the world as the engine in the Ford Ranger, the Bronco Twice, then the Aerostar, and what else was that engine in? Lots of stuff. So yeah, so we're assembling our engine here. Putting on the valve covers, distributor. It shows how to orient the exhaust manifolds, fan belts, and the fans. So then in our engine bay, we got our radiator and it looks like the coolant and washer fluid bottles. So then we have assembling the engine. I'm sorry, trying to hit this so that you and I can both see it. Okay, so put the engine into the chassis plate, and then we have the intake plenum, air box, air intake, that's a radiator hose. And more engine compartment details. Got battery, master cylinder, looks like a cruise control module maybe, lightning cube. This instruction sheet is rather unwieldy for this filming method. I apologize. Alrighty, so for our suspension, I have the wheels with the poly caps as usual, and so we have our McPherson struts, disc brakes, and installing here. What the heck? Oh, haha. This is the rear suspension. That makes more sense. So that's the differential there, because this car has independent rear suspension. And then going on to the front suspension, it's might be posable, because we have our tie rod, front suspension cross member, struts, transmission mount, and here we are putting the suspension into the chassis and our drive shaft. And assembling the wheels into the tires, mounting them to the axle stubs, putting the wheels onto the chassis plate, and here we go assembling the interior. So this does come with both the right hand and left hand drive dashboards, although the body is only set up for left hand drive. And put the seats in the interior, shift lever, and then your handbrake. And here we are putting the dashboard into the tub onto the chassis, window into the body with some masking and paint guides, putting in the headlights, and then squeezing all that into the body, putting the hood on, marker lights, sunroof, the famous biplane spoiler, rear windshield wiper, tail lights, all that fun stuff. Alright, So here is the body. So like I said, the cowl on this is only set up for left-hand drive. This is molded in metallic silver that unfortunately there's some really bad swirl marks and like pigmentation runs here that would not make this a very good candidate for just polishing the plastic. So it's pretty much just a one-piece body. The front bumper is already on there, the rear bumper, and yeah, there's headlight bezels in there, and yeah. So then we have another tree here that is, so this is the C tree. So this is also molded in the silver. So we get our hood, biplane spoiler, the side mirrors, and these look as though they are license plate mounts for the European size license plates. Like I said, this kit was opened when I got it, so you have your wheels here and tires here with your poly caps. They were in that bag, and this was stapled at the top of the bag. So, you know, Ford Sierra XR4i. Sierra! And so then we have this one wheel that has been assembled. If you can see that, focus. Quicker. Slowly but quicker. So we got a phone dial style wheel here. I don't think that's gonna focus too well on it for you guys. This is a Goodyear NCT VR60 205/60 VR15. Pretty fancy for 1985. Drop my tires. So this bag is still sealed, and I shan't be opening it for this video. Sorry guys, but I don't like to open transparent pieces until I absolutely have to. We have our one-piece window glass, and it is frosted where you need to paint it black, but unfortunately there's no window masks with this. We have our sunroof, headlights, lenses, taillight lenses, turn signal, and driving lights, and then the decal sheet is here in this bag. It looks like we have some vents, vanity license plates. For Sierra, we have what looks like, we have UK plates, some generic European plates, instrument panel, so the gauge cluster, and then a couple of Ford Sierra XR4i badges. On this tree here, we have battery. This looks like part of the exhaust, maybe? Thermostat and radiator housing, exhaust, brake master. This is the oil pan and starter, and engine mounts, looks like. Fan, headrests, engine halves, valve covers, dashboard for right-hand drive, left-hand drive, belt assembly, radiator, drive shaft, steering linkage, intake and air box, distributor, another part of the exhaust that matches mirror image of this one here. So these, oh, so it's the exhaust manifold and the downpipes. Wait a minute here, let me look. Okay, yeah, it is a 2.9 because it has the equally spaced exhaust outlets. If it was a 2.8, there'd be a Siamese and then a separate one. And then we have our interior tub with a molded in rear seat, center console, package tray for under the hatch. And we have our chassis plate here. So spare tire and fuel tank. And then our engine bay. And then on this tree here, we got our front suspension, rear view mirror, another random thingamadoodle, steering wheel, discs, some kind of wheel plate, mounting plate. Oh, because it has front discs and rear drums. That's what that is. So these are part of the wheels. We have our front seats, no seat backs. These are firewall inserts for left-hand and right-hand drive. Windshield wipers, there are 5 of them. 1 for the rear. And, well, I guess left and right-hand drive. But the cowl is only left-hand drive. Gear shift lever. Steering column. Handbrake. Rear suspension. Got some shocks. Struts. Beefy control arms. Ooh. And we have some more, oh, that's the transmission cross member. So yeah, it's for a Tamiya kit. It's kind of basic for what we're used to these days. But I mean, considering this was tooled in 1985, most of the other car kits that Tamiya had at the time were old, intended to be motorized. So there was battery trays and motor provision, stuff like that. But I mean, this is a really cool kit of a really cool car that the racing versions, so they originally did the street car, and then they did a racing version. That one has been repopped a few times as the Ford Sierra Cosworth. So there's different liveries available, but I mean, it's quite different from this kit. And I think, like I said, it's only been issued the once, and they are not easy to find. And when you do find them, they're kind of pricey. But so yeah, thanks for stopping by and taking a look with me. If you like what you saw, please do all the button pushing, the liking and the subscribing and the sharing and the tell your friends, and take your least favorite person and sit them down and make sure that they watch this video. If you didn't like it, then you don't have to do anything. I won't hold it against you. But thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you around next time.